So here I am at Camp Lockett's PCT facility. Camp Lockett, it's the Camp Lockett Event and Equestrian Facility, or CLEF. And this is where most PCT hikers start. Pretty nice facility. And then back here is the camping area for PCT hikers. They're taking things down. Not many people, not many tents there now, but there were a bunch last night. Walking up. There it is. The Southern Monument. That's better.
Yeah.
Now watch me fall off and smash my head. Oh, scary. There we go. Woohoo! All right. Those are long steps. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend to touch Mexico by putting my foot through the fence. The cliche thing that everybody does, except that's still the US right there. There we go. Because the border isn't actually the fence, it's a little ways beyond. So there we go. I did the thing. I mean, like the first quarter mile, I guess, of the PCT, and I couldn't help taking an early short video. And let's see, can we see the border from here? There she blows. Border fence. Little 360 shot here. Okay, how's this for an overused cliche? I gotta say the thing. That's 1 mile down, only 2,649 to go. Just before that, the stagnant puddle there, or creek I guess it is, past a couple that the girl had just turned her ankle pretty bad, and we're only 3.5 miles in. So, something to watch for. Watch your footing, and be careful and don't get hurt. Well, I guess I was wrong. That couple I passed about a quarter mile ago, and we're actually just now 3 miles in. Well, I'm a little over 3.5 miles in, and you can still see the border fence. Here's 5x magnification. Back to 1. There you go. Okay, so it's about 4:30, and on the first day, and I'm having my first trail lunch on the PCT after actually having a second breakfast on the trail, like a hobbit. So anyway, I'm having cold-soaked ramen and tuna. Just kidding, I'm having beef fajitas with rice from my homemade freeze-dried stash. Yum, yum. Okay, here's the mile 14 water cache. I think this saved my life because I rolled in here around 9:15, completely out of water, and then there's another 6 miles to go to Lake Morena. So yeah, that wouldn't have been good if I didn't have water today. So, all right, off to the trail. Well, I do believe that that is the climb out of Hauser Canyon. Goes all the way up there. And you can't even see the top, but yeah, supposedly it's like an 1,100-foot climb or something like that. So, fun. There's Lake Morena, finally. Supposedly it's about 1.1 mile from here. I should have gotten there last night if I was keeping up with my goal of 20 miles a day, but I didn't, so I'm behind now. Just a little ways out of Boulder Oaks Campground, so that I get this. Okay, well that's the highway I just went underneath. It's the Coonray Highway, or I-8, and you can see right there, that's where I went underneath it. This is a Golden Bowl Mariposa lily. It's the first one I've seen on the trail. Lots of these white flowers on the trail. Goes as far as the eye can see practically. Well, that I think is Kitchen Creek down there. That's usually a spot where hikers go to get water and relax for lunch or whatever. Maybe take a dip, but it looks pretty dry to me, and on the far out guide says it has a low flow. So it looks like no flow to me, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do the scramble down to get to it or not. Turnoff's in about a mile. Well, here's Kitchen Creek. It's really the first, I hesitate to say decent water source. And I've done probably 30 miles of trail so far, and this is the first one I think I can get water from to resupply. Pretty nice view, so I wanted to pan across it. There's I-8, I believe, and where I crossed under it, not there quite, but you can just barely see it here, just as it meets the hill here, the nearby hill. It goes behind that. So that's where I went under it. Well, this is about the nicest campsite along the trail that I've seen so far. It's the Fred Canyon tent site, and there's supposed to be a stream just down there, but I haven't been down there yet, so I don't know if there's water in it. Well, so much for that stream that's by that Fred Canyon campsite. It's dry and looks like it's been dry for a long time. And now I've got a 1,000-foot climb ahead of me to reach the campsite that's my goal. I wonder if this is some kind of military area. Unexploded military ordnance. Well, obviously it's military. Well, if you don't see me again, maybe I found something. Now, I believe that down there is Gibbets, I think. Gibbet Flats Campground. It's like, the road to it crosses the trail, and it's like 0.7 miles from the trail if you want to camp there ever. Okay, we're at the end of day 3. I'm at mile 36.1 at an elevation of 5,291 feet. I only managed to make 10 miles today, 10.1. It was mostly climbing. It wasn't as hot today, but it was a big climb. It's like, I don't know, 3,000 feet of elevation gain. So it took out a lot out of me. I was kind of slow. And I'm here at my, let's see if I can get that. This is my homemade tarp shelter. I was worried about condensation. I see some clouds on the horizon, so I'm not cowboy camping tonight. So yeah, that brings us to the end of day 3. I'm going to make some chicken fajitas with rice for dinner. And today is May 16th, 2026. See you next time. Well, good morning. It's Sunday, May 17th, 5th day on the trail. I just am breaking camp now. My goal for today is to reach the town of Mount Laguna. That's another 600 or 700 foot climb and 5.3 miles away. I got to tell you, it's been kind of rough the last few days, and my body's not used to this, so I'm looking forward. I wasn't going to go to Mount Laguna originally, but my body needs some rest, and so I'm going to check into a room there and rest my weary bones, I guess you could say. Maybe get a little video editing done. So yeah, so let's get this day started. Well, as we get higher in elevation, the landscape's changing. I don't know if that would be considered an alpine meadow, but there's more trees, especially in the dips where there's a little more water. Yeah, I saw these clouds just kind of hanging out in the distance over the next range of mountains. But it never made it over here last night. That's why I set up the tent, because I was afraid of rain. But maybe we're not that far from San Diego still, so maybe it's like a coastal fog or something. I don't know. There's one magnification, so there you go. Very nice section of trail here with some trees providing shade. Nice to get some good shade for a change after being so exposed. At this elevation, there seems to be a lot of like pine trees. I saw some big pine cones on the ground. And yeah, I'm liking this. We're almost at the top. Wow, look at all these pine cones. They're big too. They're about 6 inches long. And we're in a pine forest. Nice change from the dry, exposed chaparral, I guess it is, rather than desert that I've been, they call it the desert section, but it's chaparral really. So, yeah, almost to Mount Laguna, got a mile to go. Respite at last. I hope they have a cabin or a room available. I'm looking forward to a nice breakfast, since I didn't eat my freeze-dried breakfast. I just had pemmican. So I've worked up an appetite, but I'm mostly just tired. So let's see how it goes. So here's the inside of the cafe. It's kind of quiet right now. I'm the only one in here, but there's a few people outside. Here's the tiny house block. You can rent private tiny house. I think it's like $150, but what I'm doing is I'm gonna stay in the hostel, which is like bunk beds in one room at the office. So the office is a hostel and the office. I'll show you that in a sec. And here's the office and hiker hostel. Then here's the hiker hostel. And I'm finally gonna be able to take a shower and get cleaned up. I feel so filthy. Hello, it's the evening of May 16th, Sunday, close to 6 o'clock p.m. I'm in the Mount Laguna hiker hostel. I'm staying here tonight, and I only got about 6 miles today. I'm going to do a little recap of the last 4 days. So first day started out pretty well, but it got pretty hot and started running out of water. A kind soul gave me an extra liter, and that barely got me to the mile 14 water cache. I had like that much, like a half a cup of water left, and that water cache really saved me. It was pretty brutal. I only made 14 miles that day, and I was pretty exhausted by the end. And then the day before yesterday, that was that involved the climb out of Hauser Canyon. So that was an 1,100 foot climb, and I barely made it into Boulder Oaks campground. And that was like 12 miles. And then yesterday I only did 10 miles, and still got to, well, of course I started late. I started hiking at 10 yesterday, and I made it to a camp about 5 or 6 miles from here. And quite frankly, my old body is not used to this. I didn't train anywhere nearly long or hard enough for this trek, so I'm really feeling it. If anybody wants to do this hike, I encourage you to train long and hard for it. The last 2 days was all climb. We over 17 miles from Boulder Oaks campground to here in Mount Laguna. I believe it was 3,000 feet of climbing. So the grade was pretty gentle, but it was almost continuously up. So the constant uphill took a lot out of me. I was always seemed to be out of breath. So obviously I'm not in good enough shape yet, but they say, the first 3 weeks is kind of like your training. It's almost, I kind of see it as like a boot camp. So hopefully in 3 weeks or so, I'll be in a lot better shape and I can do the miles that I want to do. So we'll see. So anyway, I've hiked about 5 or 6 miles to get into Mount Laguna town, and had a nice lunch at the cafe that's next door to the hiker hostel. And so I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to stay here again tomorrow or not. It depends on how I feel, because my muscles are all pretty sore. So I do need some recovery time. Hopefully I'll be able to get going tomorrow, say mid-morning. So that wraps up 4 days, my first 4 days on the Pacific Crest Trail. And I'll see you in the next one. So long for now.